First tonight on our news weekend, weather conditions expected to deteriorate in a matter of hours. The southern islands now on high alert. Hurricane Erin moves west. What you need to know to prepare. Plus, preparing the ships. The new military chief says he's focused on strengthening security with a fully operational fleet. What this could mean for the armed forces straight ahead. And ready, set, paddle. Dragon boat racing comes back to Goodman's Bay. Organizers promising an unforgettable event. Our news, the weekend edition, starts right now. This is our news weekend. Thanks for joining us. I'm Berthany McDermott. Weather conditions expected to deteriorate in the coming hours, and the southern islands have been placed on high alert tonight. The warning prompting the islands of Inagua, Mayaguana, Crooked Islands, Acklins, Samanaki, and Lonki to be placed on tropical storm warning, meaning Erin will bring tropical storm force winds, rains, and possible flooding by early Monday morning. It's the latest update from forecasters watching the trajectory of Hurricane Erin, which fortunately has been downgraded to a Category 3 hurricane. Meteorologist Ian McKenzie has been watching this for us. Ian, what can you tell us?
Thanks, Berthany, and good evening, Bahamas. Well, as of 5 p.m. this evening, Hurricane Erin was positioned at 21.7 degrees north or 68.5 degrees west. Fortunately, the winds have decreased, but it's still a major storm at Category 3 status. Winds are down to 127 miles per hour. It's still moving towards the west-northwest, slowed a bit at about 13 miles per hour. What does this mean for the southeastern Turks and Caicos? They can expect squally conditions, tropical storm force winds. That's winds 34 knots or greater. That should be expected tonight and into portions of tomorrow. Expect those squally rain conditions to persist through about tomorrow. The storm is expected to move towards the northwest and eventually towards the north, and then pull out of our area by about midweek, thereabouts. So we can expect some clearing conditions thereafter, but expect those rough sea conditions to persist till about into the weekend. Berthany?
Thanks so much, Ian. Of course, our minds are still on our brothers and sisters in the south, but what about the rest of us here in the central and the northern Bahamas?
Okay, Berthany, now looking at the satellite picture, we can see exactly where Erin is. Mostly clearing conditions expected into the northwest and central Bahamas. Central Bahamas expecting some cloudiness possible later tomorrow, but we should see one or two pockets of showers as Erin pulls away from us, so we'll see the feeder bands from it persisting across our area into the end of the week.
Thanks so much, Ian. We'll check back in with you later on in the newscast. Well, given the growing threat of Hurricane Erin for Southern Islanders, the Disaster Risk Management Authority telling residents not to panic, but to prepare.
Residents in the southeast are advised to conclude preparations today as tropical storm conditions, including gusty winds, thunderstorms, and rough seas, may be experienced as early as tomorrow morning at 8 a.m.
That notice to residents in Inagua, Mayaguana, Crooked Island, Acklins, Samanaki, and Lonki. As Hurricane Erin travels west-northwest towards the islands, forecasters predict a northern turn taking it away from the Bahamas. Still, officials are not letting their guards down.
The DRM team stands ready to respond and has partially activated the National Disaster Emergency Operations Center, NDEOC, as of 12 noon today. In addition, at 12 noon, we fully activated the Southern Islands, their incident command centers, and again, which includes Inagua, Mayaguana, Crooked Island, and Acklins.
Erin is the first major storm development of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season. On Tuesday, forecasters upgraded the storm to a Category 5, packing 160 miles per hour winds, but has since decreased to a Category 3. The threat of Erin prompting residents on Samanaki to evacuate.
Shelters have not been activated as yet. Those activations will take place based on guidance from the Bahamas Department of Meteorology. However, we have briefed, as we stated earlier, the administrators, and all of them have been receptive. As I've stated earlier, we have implemented a new alert system, which we are understanding that a number of the residents are receiving and taking heed of those notices.
State Minister in the Office of the Prime Minister, Leon Lundy, says both the Prime Minister and the opposition leader have been advised, adding full functioning groups are on standby.
Mariners are strongly advised to remain in port, as seas will become extremely dangerous over the coming days.
A deadly crash on Grand Bahama early this morning. 2 men lost their lives and 2 women left hurt. Police tell us it happened just after 2 a.m. at East Atlantic Drive and Tamarind Street. When officers arrived, they say they found a gruesome scene as multiple people trapped and injured. One woman was rushed to hospital and remains in critical condition. Another escaped with minor injuries. But for the two men, it was too late. They were pronounced dead right there at the scene. And over on Abaco, police are looking into a violent early morning stabbing. Investigators say it was around 5 a.m. when a family member made the shocking discovery as the man inside his home bleeding from multiple stab wounds. Police tell us he was rushed to the local clinic, then airlifted to New Providence for urgent care. What sparked the attack is still a mystery tonight as police work to piece together exactly what happened. And Abaco police also called to a shark attack near Big Grand Key. Police say a 63-year-old American man was reportedly spearfishing when he was attacked by a shark, sustaining severe injuries. He was taken to the local clinic for treatment before being airlifted to the United States. The nation is still grappling with the shocking mass shooting in the Grove community last Saturday, which claimed the lives of two teenagers. Less than 48 hours, police officers, urban renewal, and area member of parliament Glennis Hannah Martin took to the streets for a walkabout in the community. Faith leaders also joined, including Bahamas Christian Council President Bishop Delton Fernander, who says the loss hits close to home as he knew the victims personally. He told Our News their presence sends a clear message to troubled youth.
You are loved. We are community. I used to pastor in this community. The two young men who were killed used to come out in the Grove and be a part of the teams and stuff we were doing in the Grove. We want them to know we're not just here with the cameras. Bishop is in the community. We're here whenever you need us. And if you need us, speak to us.
The Christian Council has often faced criticism for staying silent on national issues or only showing up during crisis. But Fernander says just because they're not always in front of the cameras doesn't mean they're not working behind the scenes to support communities and troubled youth.
The team is planning an event at the opening of schools. If you've been new to this, every year we pray at the opening of schools. Every year. I'm talking about in the schools, at the gate, touching. I'm the head of Baptist. We do it at all of our schools. What we want to do is keep on keeping on. If we stop, it'll be worse. And so we try our very best to do all we can to reach this generation.
National Security Minister Wayne Munro backing police as they step up enforcement under the Anti-Gang Act designed to crack down on gang-related crime. The law, which has been in effect since last year, carries hefty penalties with fines up to $100,000 and prison terms as long as 25 years. Munro says recent amendments are already showing results, allowing judges to keep alleged offenders behind bars while awaiting trial. He insists the force must be vigilant, noting that some monitored offenders have themselves become victims of violence.
The amendments said expressly if you breached your bail, you would automatically be sent back. That has been working as far as I'm aware. The DPP's office also took a further step to advance an argument that was accepted by the court that if your presence on bail would create a risk to the public, that's a reason to deny bail. And so they would have to provide the information to the court, and if they persuade the court that releasing you, even though you're presumed innocent, because people will be trying to kill you in public places where other people may be, that's a danger to the public, the court can refuse bail.
The minister pointed to ongoing cooperation with international partners, including the United States, to curb firearms trafficking and keep weapons out of the hands of young people. He also reinforced Prime Minister Philip Davis's recent message to parents, urging them to not shield children involved in criminal activity. Munro warned protecting offenders could put entire families at risk.
If you know your son has a gun, if you know somebody may be coming to kill your son, that may bring death to your doorstep. And so you should be telling the police where you know of these firearms existing, because it's all well and good. Somebody may come for your son and you may find yourself crying for him in the road. But what is worse, and what has happened here already, is somebody comes for your son and you are in the car and you meet your death because you were cloaking a relative. That is what we're calling for. The U.S. government and its agencies cooperates with us, assist us, we're calling for the assistance of the Bahamian public as well.
When our news weekend comes back from the break, the country's military chief shares his hopes for an effective defense force able to carry out its mandate. And over 20 Bahamians to benefit from a new fly fishing initiative by way of grants to Family Island fishermen. Meet some of this year's recipients when our news weekend returns.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you, and I say to myself, what a wonderful
Grand Bahama is home to a unique economic arrangement, with that arrangement between government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority under scrutiny as tensions persist.
It's not our direct responsibility to carry out these other things that people think we should be doing.
We need this to be dealt with quicker than quicker and sooner than sooner.
I have a vision for Grand Bahama, and my vision is actually bigger than my grandfather's ever was.
Watch City in Focus, the story of Freeport with Italia Hall, starting August 7th only on RTV.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Since taking office in May, Royal Bahamas Defense Force Commodore Floyd Moxey says his main focus has been making sure the force's fleet is fully operational. Back in May, the force added 4 new 41-foot safe boats to its fleet. It's a $4.6 million investment aimed at strengthening border security, boosting operational capacity, and improving response during natural disasters. Moxey says having a fully operational fleet is crucial to the force successfully carrying out its mandate.
Our main goal is to ensure that the Royal Bahamas Defense Force fleet is operational, and that is what I am laser focused on at this time. That will allow us to accomplish our mandate, which is to patrol the waters of the Bahamas, to defend the Bahamas, and to assist in times of natural disaster. And that is what I and my command team are laser focused on, ensuring that that fleet is operating at optimum operational capability.
But a fully operational fleet demands Marines to man the vessels. Earlier this year, former Commodore Dr. Raymond King said the force needed an additional 1,200 officers to meet its manpower needs. Commodore Moxey tells us the force is constantly recruiting.
At this time, we have 120 recruits in training. In about 30 days, we start our next recruitment drive, and we intend to recruit another 150 persons. So we're moving forward.
The fly fishing industry getting a significant boost this year as the Small Business Development Center unveiled its inaugural fly fishing initiative. What makes it even more special, it's the SBDC's largest grant announcement of the year, with most of the recipients coming from the Family Islands. Our Danielle Miller was in Andros, where many of the awardees are based.
We are here in Cargo Creek, Andros, where the Small Business Development Center has issued a landmark grant presentation, the biggest for them this year, where they have issued more than $750,000 in grants to Bahamians from New Providence to Auckland in the fly fishing industry. It was a strong representation of the industry as the cohort consisted of recipients from various islands, 9 of them hailing from Andros. Member of Parliament for Mangrove Key and South Andros, Leon Lundy, offering remarks to the inaugural class, emphasizing the significance of the industry.
Fly fishing is more than a sport. In the Bahamas, it is a living thread woven through our culture, our economy, and our environment. It is the art of patience and precision. It is the harmony between angler and nature. And for our islands, it is a vital pillar
of ecotourism.
President of the Bahamas Fly Fishing Industry Association, Prescott Smith, says the historic event shows a commitment to development and sustainability.
When you invest in anything, you're going to get a return. And this is about investing in the future for not just the Bahamians in the industry now, but the new generation coming along.
Grant recipient and owner of Castaway Fly Fishing Charter, Gavan Sargent, says he found out about the grant from students in the BAMSI program. He said he knew he would be chosen as he's worked hard to make sure his affairs were in order.
I needed a vehicle for towing my boat, so it's going to help me in moving from flats to flats.
Reporting for Our News, I'm Danielle Miller.
Still to come in our news weekend, day 2 of swim competition in Barbados saw Team Bahamas maintaining its lead at the pools. Our Sasha Lightborn has a full recap, but first,
we recap day 2 of NACAC, and the Bahamas national basketball team plays their second friendly against Nicaragua. Find out how they did next on our Sports Weekend.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you, and I say to myself, what a wonderful world.
Grand Bahama is home to a unique economic arrangement, with that arrangement between government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority under scrutiny as tensions persist.
It's not our direct responsibility to carry out these other things that people think we should be doing.
We need this to be dealt with quicker than quicker and sooner than sooner.
I have a vision for Grand Bahama, and my vision's actually bigger than my grandfather's ever was.
Watch City in Focus, the story of Freeport with Italia Hall, starting August 7th only on RTV.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that running nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
Good evening, happy Sunday. Welcome to our Sports Weekend. I'm Tage Adderley. The opening ceremony for the North American, Central American, and Caribbean, or NACAC, Track and Field Championships happened yesterday in Grand Bahama. And it was also an eventful day on the track. Here's what we know so far.
This championship is no ordinary gathering. It is the proving ground of the most dominant track and field region in the world. The NACAC area has produced Olympic champions, world record holders, and performers that have shaped the history of sports.
That's State Minister Leon Lundy delivering the keynote address at the opening ceremony for the NACAC Games in sunny Freeport, Grand Bahama. In his address, Minister Lundy touted the elite talent from the Bahamas and from the rest of the Americas on display, and Bahamians proved his point, turning in strong performances. Anthony Strawn won the 200 meters, running 22.77 seconds. Camille Rutherford came fourth, finishing in 23.28 seconds. Kai Wan Kulma won the triple jump as well with a leap of 16.56 meters. Kendrick Thompson placed second in the decathlon with a score of 7,515 points, and Kenny Moxie was third with 6,412 points. National and NCAA record holder Remo Tabor came second in the javelin with the heave of 53.70 meters, and Dior Ray Scott was right behind her with her 48.49 meter throw. Ian Kerr placed fourth in the 200 meter finals, finishing in 20.71 seconds. And in the grand finale, the Bahamas team of Gregory Seymour, Katrina Seymour Stamps, Andrew Stiles, and Javonia Valcourt won silver in the mixed 4x400 meter relay in 3 minutes and 18.93 seconds. And NACAC action is still happening right now. If you're in Grand Bahama, you can still make it out and see some world-class athletics. Well, that's a wrap for sports this evening for our Sports Weekend. I'm Tage Adderley. I'll see you again in a few days.
Thanks, Tage. Team Bahamas widening its lead on day 2 of the 29th edition of the Goodwill Games. Our Sasha Lightburn is there and gives us a full recap of the action. Sasha.
Team Bahamas added more medals to their tally on day 2, widening the gap over Jamaica and Trinidad and Tobago. The first goal of the day came from Grace Nottage in the girls' 9 to 10 200-meter IM, with teammate Hannah Astwood finishing third in the same race.
It feels very great winning another gold medal for my country. When I touched the wall in the breaststroke, I saw that Jamaican girl in lane 1. And for the freestyle, I tried to push just to get in third place.
Harold Simmons, who hails from Grand Bahama, also claimed gold in the 200-meter IM, walking us through his race from start to finish.
On the butterfly, I just kept a steady rhythm and didn't go too hard, but had to keep it up so I can stay in front. And on the backstroke, it's just a glide, and I used my length and I did my turns right. And on the breaststroke was a little harder for me, but I still did my best, and on the freestyle it hurt, but adrenaline just pushed me to the finish, and I finished first.
In the girls' 15 to 17 200-meter IM, Alana Murray and Alexia Zatarain brought home gold and silver despite being tired from the night before. Their determination and teamwork shone through.
Before the 200 IM, I felt really tired. I don't know, because we only got 5 hours of sleep, so I'm proud of myself and Alexia.
I'm really happy with the race overall, and I'm very proud of myself as of Alana as well. It's really an honor to be able to represent our country in this way, and I believe that we executed that race to the best of our ability.
Raphael McBroom and team captain Michael Fox claimed gold and bronze in the boys' 15 to 17 200-meter IM, helping strengthen Team Bahamas' lead.
I just made sure I kept my pace, and I had a steady pace throughout the whole race, and I run home.
As I'm out in the outside lane, it's good to look and see everybody next to you, try and hold them and don't let them get far. But as a swim, I think that was a good swim for me.
Now with day 2 in the history books, assistant coach Ashton Knowles shared his overall assessment.
We had more energy, the crowd had more energy, and I think we did well. It's been a rough day, it's been hot, but the kids were really locked in.
By now, Team Bahamas should have secured its 3rd consecutive title here at the Goodwill Games in Barbados. Now for the final scores and latest medal tally, be sure to tune in to our social media pages. Team Bahamas is expected to return home tomorrow afternoon. Reporting from Barbados for our news, I'm Sasha Lightburn.
Thanks, Sasha. Well, the Bahamas Chinese Association is back with its 4th annual Dragon Boat Festival and promises this year's festival will be better than the last. That's coming up when Our News Weekend returns.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them blue for me and you, and I say to myself,
Grand Bahama is home to a unique economic arrangement, with that arrangement between government and the Grand Bahama Port Authority under scrutiny as tensions persist.
It's not our direct responsibility to carry out these other things that people think we should be doing.
We need this to be dealt with quicker than quicker and sooner than sooner.
I have a vision for Grand Bahama, and my vision is actually bigger than my grandfather's ever was.
Watch City in Focus, the story of Freeport with Italia Hall, starting August 7th only on RTV.
Family, how you look so down? Set up all cold and flu, could flip that frown. All the coughing and that runny nose cannot last. You must come back to work and class. Set up all can deal with that fast, yeah. Try set up all cold and flu, daytime and nighttime too. Try Setamol, cold and flu, and get back to the better you. Available at pharmacies nationwide.
Distributed by Lowe's Wholesale Drug Agencies Limited.
This is Our News Weekend. Welcome back. Clear skies outside the Our News studios this evening. Meteorologist Ian McKenzie is back with what you need to know for the week ahead. Ian.
Thanks, Berthany, and good evening, Bahamas. Welcome to your wind down Sunday. Currently outside our studios, we're under mostly clear skies with a temperature of 88. Feels like still very warm at 95. Winds are from the north-northeast at 9 miles per hour. Temperatures across the country are 86 in Freeport as well as Marsh Harbor, 88s in Allenstown, Nicholstown, and in the capital, a pair of 87s in Great Harbor Key and Governor's Harbor, Eleuthera. Central Bahamas, we have 88s continuing in Camp Spade, Georgetown, and Port Nelson, Rum Key, 87 in Black Point and Deadman's Key, Long Island, 88 in Arthurstown, Kidd Island. Southeast Bahamas, we have 85 in Duncantown, 88 in Colonel Hill, sets of 87s rather in Delectable Bay, Abrahams Bay, and Providenciales, which should be getting some clouds and some showers later on tonight, courtesy of Aaron, 85 in Matthewtown in Nagua. Satellite and radar composite at this time. We have cloudiness all associated with Aaron. Rain bands moving north of the Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico region, moving towards the west, nearing that area. Yes, Turks and Caicos and the Southeast Bahamas, who are under tropical storm warning. So folks, pay particular attention to what will be issued throughout the course of the night and through tomorrow, as we expect cloudiness and showers, gusty winds, strong, some heavy to severe at times. Boating forecast, Northwest Bahamas still looks pretty good. Risk of rip currents, winds northerly 10 to 15, seas 2 to 4 feet. Low tide at 9:35 p.m., high tide at 3:54 a.m. tomorrow. Central and Southeast Bahamas, stay in port, as we do have a tropical storm warning for the Southeast Bahamas, but some of those conditions can be expected to spread into the Central Bahamas sometime tomorrow. Winds northeasterly 20 to 30, plus north seas 8 to 12, even higher in those swells. In your extended forecast, showers start to move into the area, courtesy of Hurricane Aaron. Rain bands, expect that to continue through about Friday, generally clearing up, those highs staying in the low 90s, your low temperatures just creeping out of the upper 70s, low 80s. That's a wrap in the evening forecast. Make it a great, safe, productive week, everyone.
Thanks so much, Ian. And Ian, I know you've spent the past few days tracking Aaron. Did you get any time to do anything fun or anything at all this weekend?
Well, I did some shopping, the flea market out there, hit that up for back to school, and I had the honor and privilege to attend the wedding of one of my fellow colleagues, my former colleagues, who is also a meteorologist, and he actually married another meteorologist. So we had the Bahamas meeting St. Lucia, which was a gorgeous ceremony. Congratulations to the newest couple in the Bahamas. That would be the Nixons, Orson and Avalon.
Thanks so much, Ian, and congratulations to them from all of us here at Our News. The waters of Goodman's Bay will soon come alive once again. The Bahamas Chinese Association set to hold its 4th annual Dragon Boat Festival. A number of teams made up by corporate Bahamas are expected to participate. Since its introduction to the Bahamas 4 years ago, the sport has captivated water sport lovers, and this year, according to President Dr. Christine Shin, will be no different.
There's different categories too. We're having, the youth teams, under 18, under 24. We have senior teams, as well as the open category. We have mixed teams as well, and women's team. The races are 200 meters, and we have a 500 meter, but internationally they have 2,000 meters as well.
The event is set for August 30th and 31st and will also feature international teams. Dr. Chin says while it's all for fun, taking the sport serious can provide international opportunities as well.
With more teams will get more passionate about dragon boating, because there are international competitions all over the world. Next year it's going to be in Taiwan and Hong Kong. And then it was earlier this year, or just a few weeks ago, it was in Germany for the International Dragon Boat Federation Championship. And so there's opportunities to go abroad all the time.
Thank you for joining us for Our News Weekend. On behalf of the entire team, I'm Berthany McDermott. We will see you tomorrow for Our News Live at 7 and 7:30. Make it a great week, everyone.
Hey guys, Megan Shepherd here. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to click that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. Just click right over here. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so you stay up to date with content like this from the team you already trust.